What's up, everybody? Coach Kayla here with Life Unlimited Coaching. Thank you for tuning in. Today I wanted to talk about how to never fail, because I think a lot of times people come in and they are afraid to start something new. They're afraid to jump into a fitness program or a health program, or they're afraid to go out on their own and start their own business because they're so afraid of failure that it paralyzes them and it keeps them stuck, right? But and this concept that I'm about to talk about is good for people who are too afraid to jump into something, and they're also for the people who are really good at going all in and then pushing too hard with the same fear of failure, okay? Because I think fear of failure cripples us in both ways, okay? It makes us go way too hard and get burned out, and then it makes us not even start, okay? And so this was something that I talked about. I talked to somebody about it earlier this week, and he was a kind of guy that goes all in and gets burned out. He was so afraid of failing that he goes too far, right? Goes too hard. And so this comes from, it's similar to kind of what I talked about with the slight edge, right? Where we settle for good enough, okay? But this concept is really helpful for people who consider themselves all or nothing, or perfectionists, or people that, they're hesitant to do anything different because they're afraid, which I've kind of already talked about. I've already said that. But so if you consider yourself an all or nothing person, you consider yourself a perfectionist, this is also for you. Okay, so the problem with failure is how we define it. That's the main problem with failure, okay? We define failure, failure is such a bad thing in our society, and we kind of condition our kids to be afraid to fail because they don't want to get an F. They don't want to get things wrong on a test because then they'll, we are conditioned to get everything right, And then as an adult, we kind of have to unlearn that. Especially if you're in business, you fail a lot, right? Or if you're trying to figure out how to do fitness on your own, you fail a lot. You fail a lot, right? And so this helped this man that I was talking to, and so hopefully it helps you. So the best way to not fail, right, is one, redefine it. Because failing is only a failure if you stop, right? Failure is really just a lesson learned. That's how you have to view it, right? But also, sometimes when we say that we want our lives to look a certain way, right? So that could be in business, that could be in health, that could be in relationships. We define what perfection would be, right? And then if we don't hit perfection, then we're failing. It's very black and white, right? The problem with that is life isn't perfect, right? And every day is going to look different, and every week is going to look different. And so what you can define as perfection also needs to be flexible, okay? It's more of a spectrum instead of black and white. It's not yes, I'm on, or no, I'm not. It's not a light switch. It's like a dimmer. It's a dimmer, right? So what I was telling this guy is sometimes you need to set what I would call your minimum effective dose, okay? So let's say you want to work out you go hard and you're I want to lose weight, so I want to get my fitness going, I want to get healthy. So in order to do that, I'm going to work out 6 days a week, and I'm going to only eat protein and vegetables, and it's going to look amazing, right? That would be ultimate perfection week, right? If that's what you wanted it to look like. It doesn't have to, but let's just say, right? Let's just say that's what you want it to look like. That would be perfection. So you say 6 days a week, blah, 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 all that stuff. That would be perfect week, right? That's the top line. That's the ceiling. That's the summit, right? And then you need to set the minimum effective dose, meaning that as long as you get this in, you are still successful, right? So oftentimes, in business, we have like a, I know I do with business. Like I have a floor and I have to at least hit the floor, right? I have to get to this point, and then it was a successful month. It was a successful, period or whatever. And then this would be like freaking awesome, right? So fitness wise, if I work out 3 times a week, solid. It's not great. It's not what I wanted. It's not summit level, but it's like, you know what? My kids were sick. I was tired. Things were busy, blah, blah, blah. 3 times a week, solid, right? 6 times a week, heck, freaking yeah, dominated life. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's like some weeks I could do 4 or 5, and they're in the spectrum of 3 to 6. Do you see what I'm saying? And so you need to create your own spectrum of success. That's what I'm going to call it. The success spectrum, okay? Because it's not black and white. And success is going to look different depending on what period of life and what season is going on and how busy your family is and all of that stuff. And so you need to create your own success spectrum and define it so that you know that as long as you do the minimum, you're still going to be okay. Okay? So that's how you never fail, is instead of having it be 6 days a week or none, 3 days a week is the minimum, but you shoot for 6. Okay? In relationships, same thing. Like maybe you have a goal to go out with your husband 4 times a week, 4 times a month, right? Every week. Well, life happens. It doesn't always, it doesn't go that well. You didn't go out, but you ordered a, you had to settle, but maybe like the minimum is 1 time a week, and like we're still 1 time a month and we're still good, right? Like set the minimum, make sure you at least hit that, and then anything beyond that is great. And if you hit the summit, then rock on, right? But I think creating these spectrums for yourself helps alleviate the stress of passing or failing, or just this concept that if you're not perfect, you're failing. Okay? Because that's just not how life works. And like giving 100% effort at something that 100% is going to look different every single day. And you need to be willing to admit that and accept that and still go 100, but that 100 can look different. Okay? That 100 could look like 3 times a week, 1 week, because of everything going on, right? If you can honestly say like, I did the best I can, given my current circumstance, then you win, okay? So how to never fail is to create a success spectrum and establish it in everything that you're trying to work on. So health, business, wealth, like maybe your goal is to save $100 a week, right? But you're okay if you only do 35 because life, right? So set the spectrum, stay within it, and you'll be fine. Then it's not are you on or off, it's how on are you? It's a big difference, right? So anyway, hopefully this is valuable, kind of shifting things in your mind a little bit and how to think about things. We do it with our clients all the time. Figure out what their minimum effective dose is so that anything above that is just gravy. And then you set the big, awesome goals. And these are not, to be clear, what I'm talking about is not an outcome goal. It's not losing, I'm going to lose 55 pounds, but I'm okay if I lose 45. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the process and the habits and the things that you have 100% control over, and allowing yourself this leeway of what does success look like? Does it look different today than it did yesterday? Is it still within the spectrum? Then I'm good. Okay. Anyway, hopefully you have a wonderful day, and I will chat with you all. I'll see you in the next.